One tree, one breath, one cooler future. It is World Environment Day today. Nigeria's capital, Abuja, demanding stronger actions from authorities to end the abduction of school children. And in sports, as the road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 intensifies, organizers are moving beyond football to deliver what is expected to be the most fun, focused, and entertainment-driven tournament in back. Hello there, you're welcome to the weekender edition of News Hour on Royal Television. For presentation, my name is Frida Leina. As the world marks World Environment Day 2026 today, governments, environmental organizations and communities are renewing their commitment to protecting the planet and addressing climate change. In the southwest region of Cameroon, stakeholders have joined the global movement through awareness campaigns and eco-walk and tree planting activities aimed at promoting environmental sustainability. To mark this day, as you tell us, Nanga Sonia.
World Environment Day, observed annually on June 5, serves as a global platform for encouraging action on pressing environmental challenges. This year's celebration is taking place under the theme Inspired by Nature for Climate for Our Future. In the Southwest region, activities marking the 23rd edition of the celebration brought together environmental stakeholders, government officials, public health authorities, students, non-governmental organizations, and community members. Celebrations began on June 4 at Bongo Square in Boya, where participants embarked on an eco-walk through the town to raise awareness on environmental protection and climate action. The exercise, led by the regional delegate of environment, Dr. Seth Ekwadi, took participants through Tubog Junction before ending at the National Advisory Walk, where a tree planting exercise was carried out.
People know the importance of the environment, especially to let people understand that it's not the ministry that have the mission to protect the environment. It's everybody. It's a call for community to understand that alone as a government we cannot. We are going to protect the environment together with the population, with the community. So the man is in the center of the action of environment.
Officials say the activities were designed to encourage communities to adopt environmentally friendly practices and contribute to efforts aimed at mitigating the effects of climate change. Tree planting, one of the highlights of the celebration, was presented as a practical step towards restoring ecosystems and preserving biodiversity.
So we are really pleased that the authority, the governor of Sweden and school, because for years to come, we see that those two will grow. Certainly fight against this global warming around Boya and around Tamon, as global warming is something universal. You know, with the climate change, we are not sure that if we don't have this most modern to sensitize, to talk about, to carry action, that the future will still be brighter. So we are here first of all to sensitize, to take our responsibility in the protection of the nation and make sure that we promote sustainable environment, sustainable development for the future.
As the world reflects on the importance of protecting nature, stakeholders in the Southwest region are calling for greater individual and collective responsibility in safeguarding the environment for present and future generations.
As the world marks World Environment Day today, faith leaders in Boya are urging communities to draw inspiration from nature and take action against climate change, aligning with this year's theme, Inspired by Nature for Climate for Our Future. As you tell us, Nanga Sonia.
Fed leaders in Boya have joined the global observance of World Environment Day with a call for greater environmental responsibility, emphasizing that protecting nature is both a spiritual and civic duty. The commemoration comes as stakeholders across the Southwest region celebrate World Environment Day through activities aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and climate resilience. Among the notable initiatives is a tree planting campaign organized by the All Africa Conference of Churches through its Africa Faith Actors Network for Climate Justice. The activity held at the Mai 17 Mosque in Boya brought together members of the Muslim community and environmental advocates in a practical demonstration of commitment to environmental protection. Organizers say the exercise reflects the essence of this year's theme, which encourages individuals and communities to look to nature for solutions to climate challenges while safeguarding natural resources for future generations.
The issue of climate change, fighting climate change, is a matter between life and death. It's a matter of life and death. So there is nobody who's exempted in this issue of the climate, fighting the climate change. Climate change does not only affect Muslims, neither will it only affect Christians, neither does it only affect, or will it affect humans. It affects in the entire whatever God created. Even the air that we take in is affected by the climate change. That is why it is important that we thought that as religious persons, we, in commemorating this year's World Environment Day, we thought that it would be important that our youth, our children should be part of the ceremony.
The tree planting exercise forms part of broader activities marking the 23rd edition of World Environment Day in the Southwest region. On Thursday, environmental stakeholders, government officials, students and community members participated in an eco walk through the streets of Boya before planting trees at the National Advanced School of Public Works. For faith leaders, however, environmental protection goes beyond a one-day event. They see it as a continuous responsibility that requires collective action from individuals, institutions, and communities.
It's very important. As you can see, before even this Imam brought the organization, or I don't know, yes, the organization, before they come, you discover that we already started some years back. Like the tree behind me, and there's another rubber tree behind there. So we started it because we noticed the climate change about 2 years ago, and the specialists they told us the only solution is to plant trees within the area. That will help us to bring the natural air, and it will stabilize the air and the air condition and so on.
As environmental challenges continue to grow across the globe, faith-based organizations are increasingly partnering with climate justice networks to raise awareness and inspire action at the grassroots level. Their message on this World Environment Day is clear. Protecting nature today is essential to securing the climate and the future of generations yet to come. With trees planted and communities mobilized, faith leaders in Boya are demonstrating that environmental action begins with individual commitment and collective responsibility.
And from one science story to the other, let's talk health now on News Art Today. Public health authorities in the Southwest region are stepping up efforts to create greater awareness on Mpox after several suspected cases were reported in Boya recently. The Southwest Regional Delegate of Public Health, Dr. Eko Fube, has called on the population to practice preventive measures and community sensitization to keep Mpox at bay. As you tell us, Natalie Njuma.
The Boya Health District has confirmed the resurgence of monkeypox within the district. The population has been urged by public health officials to remain vigilant and take the necessary precautions to prevent the spread of the disease. According to health experts, viral zoonotic disease caused by the Mpox virus and occurs mainly in Central and West Africa. Officials say the virus typically presents itself with symptoms such as sudden fever, rash, swollen limb knots, unusual fatigue and weakness, headache and body aches is spread mainly through close contact with infected persons or contaminated materials. Health officials equally added that contact with skin lesions, body fluids, or contaminated clothing and bedding, handling or consuming infected bushmeat, animal bites or scratches are equally possible threats to contacting the mpox virus. As a result of this, the population of Boya and the Southwest region have been enjoined to wash hands regularly with soap and water, avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of mpox, do not touch skin rashes of a suspected case, as well as avoid sharing personal items such as clothing, towels, and beddings. Persons should equally ensure the proper cooking of meat and avoid handling sick or dead animals. The regional delegate of public health, Dr. Eko Filbe, advised that early detection and prompt reporting are critical to preventing further spread. The delegate equally added that anyone with symptoms suggestive of mpox should seek medical care without delay. Together, through vigilance, good hygiene, and prompt reporting, we can stop the spread of mpox and keep our communities safe. The Southwest Regional Delegation of Public Health, has urged the public to avoid misinformation and rely only on official channels. Stay informed, stay alert, and protect one another.
And let's revisit this sad story where residents of Bokoko community in Boya are still in shock following the death of a man found in his container store under unclear circumstances. Police have launched an investigation as family members, neighbors, and customers await answers. Details with Nanga Sonia.
A cloud of mystery hangs over the Bokoko neighborhood of Boya following the discovery of a man's lifeless body inside his container store on Thursday. According to witnesses, the deceased, whose name Royal Television got as Jerome, popularly known as Papa J, was found unresponsive when concerned neighbors and nearby traders noticed that the store had remained closed longer than usual. Upon checking the premises, they discovered the man lying inside the container and immediately alerted authorities. Security forces arrived at the scene and confirmed that the man had died. The exact cause of death remains unknown. Residents expressed shock at the incident, describing the deceased as a calm and hardworking businessman who was well known in the area.
So anyone that want come, he the first come. This is place, arrange place. I never ever come to play. Me already to more than 8 years. Never come to play. So I don't come today. I start for work. Place a lock. It cost my day 4 cost my day to find me. So I guess the way you are carrying about night can find me. Where you sleep, when I call him, no Sunday I call. I call him, no answer. Call him, no answer. So that body work together. We all work together. We I tell you, we knock Papa J door. See they find me. In Nakam, I woke up for work. I go Nakam. I say something wrong somewhere. So he brought a for family. Claim all neighbor. Send me the first something. Nakam go back. Say Nakam. So now climb up, bar the door, point us in office. We bend. I go find police. I take police. I come back. All neighbor. I was all wrong gather. We say more open, and sometimes it's struggle, move forward.
Police have secured the area and say preliminary investigations are underway. The body has been transferred to a mortuary pending an autopsy that is expected to determine the cause of death. Authorities have urged the public to avoid speculation while investigations continue. As family members mourn the loss of their loved one, the community is hoping that ongoing investigations will provide answers to the circumstances surrounding the man's death.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. And on to other news. After 21 years in the dark, the general population and housing census is ongoing in Cameroon. The last census was done in 2005. After 21 years, the fourth general census meets an innovation of counting here in Cameroon. As you tell us, Mwambo Williams.
21 years is a long time to govern in the dark. The last time Cameroon counted its people was in 2005. Since then, we have had elections, conflicts, a population boom, and economic shocks, all planned with numbers that are now old enough to vote. The fourth general population and housing census was supposed to fix that. It began on April 24th, but the count is not finished and its impact is not yet felt. The reality on the ground has forced an adjustment. The Prime Minister, head of government, has extended the census enumeration to July 31st. The original deadline of May 29 could not hold. Agents on the field cite logistical hurdles, difficult terrain, and disputes over allowances that threatened to halt operations in several regions. Extension or not, the question remains, after 21 years, what does this census actually change? To understand the weight of this exercise, look at what has happened in 2 decades without fresh data. Electoral constituencies are still drawn from 2005 figures, even as cities like Douala and Yaoundé have exploded and villages in the far north have emptied. Classrooms are built, health centers funded, and roads planned on estimates, not facts. The agricultural census running alongside this one is supposed to tell us how many cattle, how much maize, how many farms Cameroon really has. Without that, subsidies miss their target and food policy is guesswork. This is a socio-political and economic cost of a 21-year blind spot. We distribute resources by memory, not measurement. The promise of this census was different, fully digital. Nearly 26,000 enumeration areas, more than 355,000 agents backed by World Bank funding and international observers from Nigeria, Benin, and Cote d'Ivoire. Results were to be ready within 5 months. Updating the National Registry of Localities and giving us, for the first time, a combined map of people, housing, and agro-pastoral assets. That data is the foundation of the growth and employment strategy for tracking the Sustainable Development Goals and for any credible decentralization. But promises meet reality in the field. This is where consequences enter the frame. If the census is not well done, the damage lasts a decade. An undercount in the northwest or southwest becomes a political argument tomorrow. If enumerators skip households because they are unpaid or unsafe, entire communities vanish from national planning for the next 10 years. If the digital system fails or the chain of custody is challenged, the results will be contested in court, not used in ministries. Bad data is worse than no data.
The chairman and founder of the Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIF, Prince Agbo Gilbert Ebot, has recently championed the launching and opening of the Mahatma Gandhi Library and Art Gallery at the Cameroon Hall of Fame in Buea, southwest region of Cameroon. Onowin Cheng has the details of this story.
Prince Agbo Gilbert Ebot, culture enthusiast at Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIF's visionary, says he wouldn't stop at nothing to see the culture of Cameroon fly high. He made this claim recently during the new cultural landmark visit and official opening of the Mahatma Gandhi Library and Art Gallery that took place at the Cameroon Hall of Fame in Buea. From start to finish, he has seen it all, done it all, and been there throughout the thick and thin moments. He posits. Little wonder his vision keeps him going even when the impossible seems possible. Through the regional delegation of culture and with support from the government of Cameroon, much is still in the pipeline. Agbo Gilbert Ebot expounds. The governor of the Southwest region, Bernard Okaliabilai, continues to offer an unwavering push and dimension of support to all his projects and reach out activities. The recent gathering at the monument of Dr. E.M.L. Endeli reminds Boya denizens and the film lovers that true nation builders are remembered not simply for what they possess, but for what they give of themselves in service to others. The Mahatma Gandhi Library and the coffee shop stands not merely as a structure of brick and wood, but as a symbol of thought, dialogue, learning, and purposeful work, all values that defined Mahatma Gandhi's life and legacy, alongside other core areas that continue to inspire all who dare to dream beyond themselves. While hoping that the visions of the selfless people mentioned above are contagious, Prince Akbar Gilbert Abud hopes this legacy will inspire others to seek a life with clarity of purpose as they commit to nation building. The inaugural ceremony was distinguished by the presence of key dignitaries, including His Excellency Bernard Okaya Bilai, Governor of the Southwest Region, His Excellency Vijay Kanduja, Indian High Commissioner, His Excellency Natalie Kohli, Swiss Ambassador, and His Royal Majesty Chief Dr. Robert Etsuka Bela Endeli, Paramount Chief of Boya, amongst others. They all agreed that a lot of deals are yet to be entered into, with CAMIF's lead under the government of Cameroon passing through the regional delegation of culture.
This is Royal Television and it is News Hour. We are beaming live from Boya. We want to take you now out of Cameroon, where hundreds of protesters took to the streets of Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, demanding stronger action from authorities to end the abduction of school children. Demonstrators called for improved security and the safe return of victims, and growing concerns over reoccurring kidnappings targeting schools across the country. Details of our foreign news today with our foreign desk correspondent, Nanga Sonia.
Nigerian activists and civil society campaigners protested in the capital, Abuja, on Thursday, demanding the rescue of pupils and teachers abducted from schools in Oyo State. They want urgent government action to secure the release of those kidnapped from 3 schools in the state and the killing of a teacher during an attack last month. The protest came as police said gunmen had abducted at least 7 students from a polytechnic in the northwestern Zamfara state. There is growing outrage over recurring abductions targeting educational institutions across the country. Despite state efforts, more than 1,500 students and staff have been abducted over the past decade by armed groups, often seeking ransom payments. Activists say the government is not doing enough. Former presidential candidate and activist Omoyele Sowore, whose Take It Back movement helped organize the protest, said they are seriously concerned about children who are in captivity. Sowore has repeatedly criticized the government's handling of insecurity and called for greater accountability from security agencies. Mali's military government has placed a multi-million-dollar bounty on the head of one of the Sahel's most wanted jihadist leaders. Authorities are offering 2 billion CFA francs, about $3.5 million, for information leading to the capture or killing of Iyad Ghali. Ghali leads the Group for the Support of Islam and Muslims, or JNIM, the Al-Qaeda-linked force behind some of the region's deadliest attacks. The former Tuareg rebel and diplomat is also wanted by the United States and the International Criminal Court. Mali is offering an additional reward for intelligence on Ghali's deputy, Amadou Kufa, as well as 2 Tuareg rebel leaders. Officials say the wanted men are accused of planning and carrying out terrorist attacks that threaten lives and property across the country. The announcement comes as Mali, under military rule since the 2020 coup, continues to battle jihadist insurgents, Islamic State-linked fighters, and armed criminal groups across the Sahel. Dressed in colorful costumes and handmade masks, parishioners danced through the streets as children received their first communion after a year of religious preparation. The event combines Catholic devotion with local customs and forms part of a ritual in which masked devils ultimately submit to the Blessed Sacrament, symbolizing the victory of good over evil. The tradition was recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage in 2012. The celebration celebration in Thamas is distinguished by its small mask made from dried gourds and a rhythmic dance that traces the sign of the cross on the ground. Participants say while costumes and rituals vary between communities, the central purpose remains the same, honoring the Eucharist. The practice dates back to the arrival of Franciscan missionaries in the late 18th century and reflects a blend of Catholic, indigenous, and African influences. Today, it remains one of Venezuela's most distinctive religious and cultural events, bringing together families, worshippers, and local brotherhoods each year.
And let's now talk sports on News today. As the road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 intensifies, organizers are moving beyond football to deliver what is expected to be the most fan-focused and entertainment-driven tournament in history. From plans for a spectacular opening ceremony featuring global music icon Shakira to innovative pre-match fan experience and new stadium regulations, FIFA is setting the stage for a World Cup unlike any before. As you tell us, Kusona Claudia Voma.
With few days remaining until the kickoff, FIFA has begun unveiling key elements of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be jointly hosted by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Among the biggest headlines is the reported selection of Colombian superstar Shakira to headline the opening ceremony in Mexico. The singer, whose songs have become synonymous with major football tournaments over the years, is expected to bring her global appeal to an event that will officially launch the biggest World Cup ever staged. FIFA announced a plan for the fan-centric pre-match ceremony designed to place supporters at the heart of the tournament's experience. The initiative aims to create a stronger connection between fans, players, and host cities through enhanced entertainment, cultural performances, and interactive activities. In another significant move, FIFA has reportedly decided to ban vuvuzelas from the World Cup stadiums. The instrument, made famous during the 2010 FIFA World Cup in South Africa, has long divided opinions among players, broadcasters, and supporters due to its constant noise. The decision is intended to improve communication on the pitch and enhance the overall matchday experience for fans and television audiences worldwide. Meanwhile, on the sporting front, France has responded calmly to its recent defeat against Cote d'Ivoire, describing the loss as a timely reminder of the challenges that await at the World Cup in a friendly. French officials believe that the result serves as an important lesson as the team continues preparations for the football's biggest stage. With expanded participation, record-breaking attendance expected, and a renewed focus on fan engagement, FIFA World Cup 2026 is shaping up to be much more than a football tournament. It promises to be a month-long global celebration of sports, culture, and entertainment, bringing together billions of fans from around the world. For now, anticipation continues to build as teams, organizers, and supporters count down to what could become the most memorable World Cup in history.
One tree, one breath, one cooler future. It is World Environment Day today. Tonight, we are not counting cut trees, we are counting the ones being planted. Out of Cameroon, hundreds of protesters have taken to the streets of Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, demanding stronger actions from authorities to end the abduction of school children. And in sports, as the road to the FIFA World Cup 2026 intensifies, organizers are moving beyond football to deliver what is expected to be the most fan-focused and entertainment-driven tournament in history. Thank you so much for being part of Weekenders News today. We ask you to stay tuned to more interesting programs on Royal Television. We'll meet again on Monday for another fresh edition of News Hour. From me to you is a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.